You are welcome to our channel. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Please give us your thumbs up. Akpabio will go up in smoke if he doesn't seek peace with Senator Natasha. Who said this? Dele, Momodu. Report from Monday, March 31st by Channels Television states that Chief Dele Momodu, a well-known journalist and former PDP presidential candidate, has urged Godswill Akpabio, the current president of the Senate, to end his feud with Senator Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan, a lawmaker from Kogi Central in the National Assembly. To keep the peace within the legislative branch of government, Muhammadu recommended Akpabio to take a reconciliatory attitude, and he made this declaration during an interview on Channels TV. Failure to make reparations, he said, might have political ramifications that will weaken the Senate president's position. As a result of the increasing tension within the Senate, the national spotlight has been on the argument between Akpabio and Akpoti-Uduaghan. A large number of Nigerians have demanded that the divide be healed, stating that harmonious legislation is necessary for good leadership. Chief Momodu, a well-respected publisher and media figure, urged Akpabio to choose diplomacy over confrontation, stressing the significance of parliamentarians working together. He said that the Senate's credibility and the party's interests will both be served by a peaceful conclusion. Wisdom and the capacity to mend fences, not tear them down, are hallmarks of effective leadership. The Senate ought to be an atmosphere of civil discourse and mutual regard. The National Assembly could be distracted needlessly if the Senate President doesn't handle this matter carefully, Momodu said. His comments have ignited debates among political observers, with some reaching the consensus that the nation's advancement depends on the Senate remaining stable. Some think that this kind of internal dispute shouldn't delay the legislative agenda, so they should be settled as soon as possible. Honestly, what Dele Momodu has said is very, very important, because we have already been hearing over and over again that when two elephants are fighting, it's the grass that will suffer. So if there is a fight between the presidency of the Senate, that's the president himself, Akpabio, and then versus a particular senator who is getting some backing from some Nigerians and probably some other non-governmental organizations and foreign bodies, it might result into unnecessary raising of dust, which will eventually disrupt the easy day-to-day running of the Senate, and then brings unnecessary distraction to the Senate, which will in the long run affect the smooth running and affect good oversight function they are supposed to do, legislation that they're supposed to do, and then the negative effect bounce on Nigeria as a whole. And we wouldn't want such a situation. Of course, all we want from time to time is peace. Of course, those who violated the rules or the laws should be brought to book, no doubt about that. But in trying to perpetrate all this, it should be done within the purview of a peaceful coexistence. Yes, people can be sent to jail or can be punished for their errors in a peaceful manner. As long as the wrong is punished, it doesn't mean that the whole house should be burnt because one person, has heard. Like there's an adage that says you won't burn a snake because of its length. If you try to burn it according to its length, you might burn a whole building. And that's what Dele Momodu is trying to, send across to the senators, especially the Senate president. He understands the place of leadership, and leadership, the lot of responsibility lies on leadership. Like the general saying says that uneasy lies the head that wears the crown. In this regard, Dele Momodu is just giving an advice and suggesting to the Senate president that he should look beyond whether he's right or wrong, because he's shouldering the responsibility of a leader in Nigeria. Of course, it needs to look for a reconciliative way of solving the matter. The Dele Momodu specifically recommended Akpabio to take a reconciliatory attitude, and that is what is going to help even in this matter. He said that failure to do the needful to make this reparation might result into political ramification, and this will weaken the Senate president's position, and we wouldn't want that. We wouldn't want the office of the Senate president to be reduced to caricature or a joke or a comedy. That's very, very important. And not only that, if we decide to go through a peaceful resolution, there is going to be a situation whereby there is going to be reduction in tension within the Senate. But if it continues, the tension will continue to escalate, and it might eventually affect even the Senate. That is very, very, very important, which in the long run, it will affect Nigerians. A large number of Nigerians have demanded that the divide be healed, and that's what we need. Whatever may be the problem, whatever may be the field, they should take their time to solve it as quickly as they can and let them heal up, stating that harmonious legislation is necessary for good leadership. Very important. Even the woman in question too, she also go the route of peace. Very, very important, because what will people of Kogi Central gain when you are suspended? What will be their gain when you are not participating in the day-to-day legislative process of the Senate? What is going to be in there for the people when you, who happen to be their representative, seems not to be around? You have been, bad or suspended, even from attending plenary for 6 months, and that ought not to be. And I think she herself needs to reflect on things like this, and of course, more on the Senate president, because he urged him he should choose diplomacy over confrontation, which is very, very germane when it comes to leadership. You choose diplomacy over confrontation, stressing the significance of parliamentarians working together. These people, if they work together, Nigeria too will work. That's just the reality. But as long as they are not working together, it's going to be difficult for this nation even to work properly, because if they are not, if the Senate is not healed, it's one of the arms of government. There's going to be a lot of sicknesses all over the country, because they need to legislate, make laws, and do some oversight function. But distraction will not allow them, and it might be, difficult for them to cut the excesses of the executive. He also said that the Senate credibility and the party's interest will both be served by a peaceful conclusion. I think Akpabio should glean knowledge from this. A word is enough for the wise. Remember to subscribe to our channel. Don't forget to like and to share. Thank you.